Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the channel today. Today we're going to be looking at another race on Iracing. It was the second track I got to racing around Phoenix International Raceway, again driving the Mazda Mx5 Cup, and we're just going to join a quick qualifying lap. Again, we're not fully up to speed at this point. This was about, I think about 7 days ago, about a week ago, etc. And we're just on a qualifying lap in a lobby that was reasonably fast. It wasn't the fastest lobby I've been in with. I didn't manage to hook the lap up properly. I made a bit of a mistake on that bend there, which made me run very wide there, and you can see we're already half a second down, going even more. But the track I don't think was at its optimal conditions. It seemed to be changing each race, whether it was in a good condition or a bad condition, etc. Obviously I think it's more to do with the temperatures, the track grip, etc. But we're not doing too bad on this lap, considering I think we'd only learnt the track in the morning, and this was later on in the day possibly. I'm not 100% sure what time it was a week ago. What I'm going to start doing soon is I'm probably going to start streaming when I've got a bit more content and races available. I'll probably start streaming like individual races, because some of the races are like 20 laps, 15 laps. They last for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, so it's good little things to stream the odd race on, and it's just something to throw on the channel. You can see me, I've got a camera for the PC now, so we'll be getting that set up, and I'll have myself recording, talking to you guys whilst I'm racing. Obviously I won't be looking too much at the comments, because I'm a driver that needs to really be concentrating, but I can still talk to you guys and like let you know what's happening when I'm racing. But I think you guys will appreciate the feedback while I'm racing. And anyway, we're gonna have a little look at the race now, starting from third place. We managed to get with that lap, as you can see there. Third place wasn't a perfect lap, but it was a very tight field, and it was a few tenths down on pole. But I think the top 5 were only separated by about 3 tenths. It shows you how competitive it is on iRacing. But like I say, we are losing time with this car at the moment, because I'm still using the paddle shifting rather than the actual shifter with the clutch. And this car, you need to really use the shifter. Don't know how I go about doing it. I've seen some people, it looks like they still leave auto clutch on, but they use the shifter and still gain time, because on the straights, you're seeing some of the later videos I'm going to upload. I seem to lose a lot of speed on each gear change compared to a lot of people with this car. It won't be an issue with the GT3 cars, because obviously we can turn auto clutch off and use the paddle shifts, and it'll be 100% equal then. And I think we're going to be very competitive when we get to that stage, because we're very close with this car, and I think on tracks like Summit Point with the long straight and some of the tight corners, I think we're losing around 3 tenths to 5 tenths of a second, half second, sorry, and that accumulates to quite a bit on that track. And we've already hit a very respectable time on that track with the default setup against very tough competition with people with iRating of nearly 6,000 and stuff. So it's going to be very interesting to see how high we can get up with some of these iRaces, but we're doing well so far. This is a race obviously around, like I said before, Phoenix International Raceway. You can see there, starting lap, nice clean start, third place. The guy in front's just cut that corner, the leader's cut that corner. He's going to have to give up time, because the game will tell him now he has to give up. For that cut there, I'm guessing it'll get, say, at least 2-3 seconds, which means he has to back off totally. As you can see there, backs off, and he's losing out on some time now. He's probably actually lost more than what it tells you, because it tells you to back off and lose. I think it's normally about a second, but you end up losing a lot more than that, because you have to lift off totally, and then the time to get back up to speed, etc. It's a bit of a pain. But now we're chasing down the leader. It looks like we're going to have an okay race. We've got a guy behind us who's very close as well, but we do struggle with getting the speed down the straight, because we're shifting with the paddle shifts. So we have to try and find ways to get obviously in that slipstream and gain as much as we can. You can see we're in his slipstream now, but as soon as we're there, we're not really got that pace. Whereas if someone behind me who's using the shifters there, they tend to get past me there. It's just one of them things we need to look into doing. I've got the shifter there, so I can do it, but it's not something I'm used to using. But I'm sure I can get used to using it. It's not going to be hard to do. You see, we're giving everything we can to try and get past this leader now. He was obviously a bit faster than us in qualifying, but I was suffering in qualifying, and I know why now. It was the way we were doing our qualifying laps, and our outlap is very important with this car. I've worked out now that you really do need to just crawl around on your outlap, keep the tyres in a really just don't build the heat up in the tyres, and then as soon as you're about I'd say about 3/4 of the way around the lap on your out lap, then you go for it, and then gets a little bit of heat in them, and then you're a lot faster on that initial first lap. And you can also go for a reasonably okay second lap. The way I was doing it, I was just going out the pits, driving, and pretty much going for a hot lap on the out lap, which was a bit daft. And then the second lap, it was just not much speed in the second lap either. So if you made a mistake like I did on this run, I think for qualifying for this run, I made a mistake on the first lap, so I had to go for the second lap, which was then going to be even slower. So we've sorted that out now, and I've got me qualifying much better now. I've got a few poles in the week 1 default setup Mazda global event at the moment. I think I've got 4 poles out of 10 or 11 races, which is not on a bad achievement in iRacing. I think when you're coming up against some experienced racers, I've only had the game about 10 days now, so we're doing okay. We're a lot faster than what we are on this video anyway. Now you're going to see the difference when I upload it won't be the next video upload, because I've got a different track, which was I think the day after this one. I think it was on the Jefferson version of Summit Point. So we've got that, which was taken from the next day, I think from week 13, and then I'm going to upload a race taken from the week 1, which has just been done on Summit Point racing round with the MX5 and the default setup, so everyone's got the same setup, and it's very close racing. And you're going to see, like, I think a reasonably nice lap in qualifying with the default setup. There was definitely potential for more. I think I could have hit a little bit more, but I won't tell you what lap it was yet until the video comes on. But we're doing okay, that's all that matters. And we're improving our I rating, and we should be a C-class driver soon. We just got to keep working on it. It's quite hard when you're getting hit from behind. That's the only issue I'm finding. When you're getting hit and you get points knocked off you, it's a bit frustrating, but we'll just work at that as we go along. But you can see now we're attacking the guy, trying to find the way to gain some time, going wide here, and then trying to get an undercut slightly, getting on the power a bit early. I was trying everything I could think of really to try and get some speed, but it wasn't really working. You can see at the moment we didn't really gain anything from doing that, but it's worth trying everything you can. We're in his slipstream. The important thing was to get in his slipstream as much as we could for this back straight now, going around the long sweeping corner, the oval part of the track, because this is the overtaking part. I'd done quite a few moves earlier on in the day. Going into turn 1, we pulled some very nice moves off late braking. I was able to brake quite late and keep it in the line I wanted it to be in through doing a bit of trail braking, etc., and just keeping the car in line. You can see we're very close here now, and he's going to go defensive, which I would have liked to go over there. We're going to have a little look and think about going for that. I thought about it, but I wasn't sure if he'd shut the door, so I backed off and I didn't want to risk too much safety rating and making a mistake and hitting him and losing all the safety rating I've been building up. So you can see now we're right on his tail, pushing hard. This is the type of racing I'm really enjoying on iRacing. It's the reason why I'm doing a lot of racing on iRacing, because when you do find races that are clean and respectful, the racing is brilliant. Obviously not everyone is like that. I've had a few people that have decided to get a little bit aggressive, but the majority of the races are very clean. You can see now we're going to go down the right hand side. As you can see there, we've got our car just to the side of him now, so he knows I'm there. He's getting the warnings in his thing. We're going to take a wide line, undercut on the inside and on the power as early as we can. This is going to try and get us now as close as we can to the back of the car to get into the slipstream. You can see there, I don't want to cut across yet. I'm going to wait until we're on the oval part now. I'm going to let him come across, and now we're going to gain his slipstream now. This is where I want to be in his slipstream, and this is going to give me the opportunity to go for a move on the inside now. So in his slipstream, going to pull out to the left before he has any chance of doing it. We're in it on his left hand side, and now we need to brake later, but make sure we hold that line into first. See how much late we brake compared to him there now, but we managed to hold the line nicely on the inside, going down into third gear. Sorry, I should have actually gone into second gear there and made the car bite in harder and then got on the power, but we stayed in third gear, but we managed to keep the move pulled off, and we're into first place now. So we're going into, I think this is the second to last lap, possibly lap 7. I think it's the second to last lap. Yeah, we'll come up with the white flag when it's the last lap. So we've just got to hold this position now and try and defend it now to see if we can take the win. It's not a bad result considering we started in third place. We got lucky with the lead making that mistake, but whether he would have had the speed, I'm not too sure. And you see the guy behind pushing very hard in that corner, but I don't mind that because it means I'm going to get a better exit. As you can see there, we get a nice exit, and it should be safe then going into turn 1, which is the key area for overtaking I found on this track. There's not many other points you can really pull a move off. You can pull a move off on the corner we've just gone around, the penultimate corner there, but it's a risky move. That I think this is the main area you can make a move on, because there's a slipstream. You can chuck one up the inside or try and go around the outside. There's a few different ways you can pull a move off here, but we managed to hold it nice and tight on the inside. I don't want him to think about throwing one up on the inside. There, run a little bit wide, but again, I know that you can't really pull a move off there because I was ahead, so we're okay and in the lead and going for another victory on iRacing so far. I think that, so it wasn't a penultimate lap, it was I think this is a penultimate lap now. You can see it's 10-minute races I think at this stage for week 13. Every race was just 10 minutes, so it just depended how many laps you got through. Sometimes I think you ended up getting an extra lap. It was just varying depending on when you went over the line, etc. But we're holding off this position really well now. We've built up a nice little cushion there, but we ran very wide there. You can see we didn't really do that very nice. Didn't get on the power that nice, and doesn't look like the guy behind's done it that brilliantly either. And he's got a bit of he's got a car behind him now. You can see in the mirror hassling him for that position. So this is giving us the giving us a nice clear run. Now you can see the white flag. This means we're on our last lap now. We're going to go through to the final lap and just holding the car, just trying to keep it. It is quite, I find it quite not intense. I say it's quite a lot more pressure than on other games, because you know that on iRacing, you know, a lot depends on your iRating and stuff. If you make a mistake, I must admit I was making a few errors in some of the other races. I've kind of sorted it out now, where I was still pushing like a bit silly on the last lap, and I was making some daft errors. I lost a few first places on literally the last corner on a couple of races, but we're still learning on the game, and I think we've got a lot of them issues sorted now. We've got a lot more consistency. I really like the time trials that you can do on this game. It really helps with consistency. It's not like time trials and say like your it's set to call through project cars. On time trial in iRacing, it's 7 consecutive laps. You have to do 7 consecutive laps clean without going off the track at all, so you don't get any warnings. You can't lose control of your car, etc. And it averages your times for them 7 laps. So that for me is the best way to do a time trial. That's true speed. You know, 1 lap speed. It's, you know, everyone can do one. A lot of people can do a fast lap once. It's whether you can do it 7 times in a row. That's what you want, and that's why iRacing is quite good, because it encourages you to be clean through 7 laps. You see there, we took the win anyway, and I'm going to have a little look at that move we pulled off and let you guys have a little look of the overtake we did going into turn 1, and how we worked it and how we went about getting that move started earlier on. We're going to go through to the replays. I only worked out how to actually take the HUD off and on the replays, and after this video I worked out how to do slow motions. So now we know how to do slow motions. So all the future videos should feature some form of slow motions for the intros properly done, rather than me doing it through Movie Studio and it looking a bit jerky. But anyway, you can see there we took the win. Nice win in the end. It was quite comfortable in the end. Coming through the field from third place. And this is the overtake where we started it going wide there, going through the outside, moved there, and then we worked onto the first corner, the last corner, cutting back here now, going tight on the inside and get a nice pull out of that corner. Anyway guys, I'll let you guys watch the rest of the overtake. I'll be back with more iRacing videos very soon. Hope you've enjoyed this little race. There's going to be a lot more content for iRacing coming up. Hopefully I can get some other cars in the future. It might not be anytime soon. Obviously the expense is quite high, but there will be other races we can race in once we unlock it. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll be back with more videos very soon.